Okay, so what does it look like when you're dealing with a principality? You know what I'm saying? Understand that there are ranks. There are high levels and low levels. You remember when they fell from the sky and they said, let us go lay with the man because they looking. Anyways, you know, there was levels. You know, you had this 200, and we had chiefs for 100 after that, and chiefs for 50 after that, and chiefs for 25 after that. You know, on and on and on, so on and so forth. So yeah, that's how that went. And so there are very much petty spirits, and a lot of us deal with those. And the fact of the matter is, people don't like to count those. They like to say those are human actions, and sometimes humans do act, but it's because they were provoked unknowingly by those spirits. So what do I mean by that? I mean, say you and somebody is trying to fix a relationship, right? But and you're in good terms, but you keep hearing, you know, something say they don't really care about you, or they might very much let you hear what that person is saying behind your back. You know what I'm saying? And so when you see them, you moving funny. You don't really, you know what I'm saying? You ain't really feeling them because you know they're not really feeling you, right? And then so anytime you guys try to have a conversation or talk, it always turns sour. Why does it turn sour? Because of trauma. This person may have done something to you to where that so much, you know, to where that you expect it. You know what I'm saying? So when you guys have a disagreement, they could mean well, but you're triggered by that, and you immediately respond in a defensive way, maybe to protect yourself or your own feelings, right? Be careful with that. And I would know, because that's how principalities are able to tick you. They feed off trauma, guys. They feed off it. That's why a lot of people who don't believe in God and when atheists, or they don't believe in anything, just not God, because it's some trauma there. They were hurt, you know. That's how the devil gets you. When he wants you running your kingdom, his kingdom, baby, you might have a hard life from the time you are brought up in your mother's belly. Complications, cleft lip, eye socket missing, something to make you the ugly duckling. Everybody treat you wrong. Everybody, you wondering why is this? Okay, because the enemy needed you to be great in his kingdom, and for that he needed you to be born angry, hateful, right? And so let's talk about that, you know, so how we can distinguish the two, because a principality is that voice in the back of your head that's telling you to act out. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be strong and not do it. And if you do, because we all fall victim sometimes, be able to apologize. That doesn't mean accept the behavior that's thrown at you, because those other people definitely have a lot of principalities, and if they're not willing to accept that, then they can never be sorry. You know what I'm saying? You can't be sorry and do something over and over. Okay, what does it look like when you're being attacked by a principality? Let's say the principality of anger, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's very much spirits that are called something else, but they dwell in that activity. Like, my job is to get you out of character, you know what I'm saying? So we're just going to call it, let's say, the spirit of anger, right? Okay, so let's say you've been working on your relationship with someone. It hasn't been great, you know what I'm saying? But you see growth, you know what I'm saying? You see you guys are coming a long way. Could be family member, could be friend, you know, and but that trauma's there. That door is open, and that's why it's important to forgive, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, truly forgive. And if you do forgive, and that person just hasn't reached where you're at, it's okay to fall back from them. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's a situation where you love them, but that door is open because that trauma is there, and so the enemy can attack it until they realize where they're at in the kingdom, and how they can work through their own traumatic instances that cause them to act like that. You might need space, you know what I'm saying, just to keep you in good standing with the Lord, you know what I'm saying? But okay, so that may look like, you know, this person is in good standing now, you know, y'all have came to terms, you know, I'm sorry that happened, homegirl, I ain't even mean it like that, you looking around, homegirl, I'm sorry I said that about, let's be friends again, you my best friend, I love you. But they say little slick stuff, and it's reverting you back to, she ain't down for me for real, because I heard that, you know. It could be very well a principality in her saying, this why y'all fell out the first time. Look at her. She's stupid. She ain't got no mind. She an ahead. You know what I'm saying? And you love his friend, but they tick you because it's certain things about them that you don't like, and the enemy play on that. And so in return, you may say hurtful things about that person, and that person who has forgiven you, who has grown, fall back into that traumatic mindset, that trauma, because this person always talking to me reckless. I already said I'm not dealing with that. You apologize, but you're doing it again. That right there is a principality. You know, that's trauma. That's trauma from you. But what I'm saying, it becomes a principality because that principality is going to be telling you, don't let them talk to you like that. Oh, look, they're doing the same thing they used to do. Yada, yada, yada. Oh, they don't really care. They ain't sorry. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's going to tell you. So when you explode and when you say these things to them in, you know, as a trauma response to what they're doing to you, because the enemy is using both of y'all. They might not take it that way. They're going to say, that's you. They ain't no spirit. I think you're confused about what spirit is. You know what I'm saying? But they don't realize that you've been being antagonized. In your head, you might look at a sermon and you think the preacher's spitting, you know what I'm saying? The preacher done said all kind of good stuff, but you done zoomed in on that one spot where he said, don't let nobody treat you like this. You can get them out your life. Da-da-da-da. Instead of teaching you to forgive, you know what I'm saying? So you capitalize on that, because you're right. You're right. You know, it's every little, certain little things that are said, you zoom in on that one thing. all around the board, it's just important to forgive when it's dealing with people, because you can very much do that. These spirits will provoke you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, you'll start hearing certain things or seeing certain posts or everything that validates your feelings. You know what I'm saying? And instead of saying, you know what, I know this person is being attacked, and it's not really them attacking me, they just haven't dealt with their demons yet, so I'm gonna forgive them again. You say, I ain't gonna have nothing to do with them. Fall back. You know what I'm saying? That's what it does, because it wants to create division. Because whatever plan that God had in you guys' life to prosper, to succeed, if he can put that at a halt, all the lives y'all could have saved, all the sheep y'all could have brought to the kingdom, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's on pause. So I'm not saying steady be around someone who, because they have to see their faults too, guys. You know, until they're in a position to see what God is doing in their life and understand that this is a spirit, and that you need to fix your trauma, because these spirits are antagonizing and causing you to deal with hostility and strife. You know what I'm saying? Until they can see that, you might have to distance yourself. That way you're not being attacked. You know what I'm saying? That trauma response isn't kicking in and causing you not to forgive and causing you not to love, because now both of y'all are just displeasing God, because I don't want to see that, baby, and it hurt God. You know, I know a lot of the word make it seem like God is angry all the time, and God is sad all the time. God is sad because he see his people against each other. He see his children just like, can't you see what's going on? Can't you see how they're using you? You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that's the difference. And how do I know that? I reckon, I always wonder to myself, you know, how was Noah's kids so easy to fall back into sin? You know, and in the book of Jubilee, it talks about how they were only docked for a few weeks before the spirits started attacking them. And Noah was like, Lord, remove all these spirits that are causing us to strife against each other. What is, move them all? And the enemy was like, Lord, no, please don't get rid of us, please. How will we test their hearts? How will we know if they're really for you if no one's here to question what they say? Let 1/3 of us stay. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. And, you know, I wondered to myself, I go, you know, they didn't deal with their pain. They didn't deal with that baggage when they was on that boat. Because how did they forgave and everything, you know, those principalities wouldn't have been mount up against them, you know what I'm saying? But they were probably just glad to be alive. It's a plane flying past. Yeah, so I often think about that. I'm like, God, you know, maybe they were just too afraid with everything going on. Raging storm outside, boats knocking, we just happy to be with each other, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe they had disagreements. You stay over there by the pigs, I'm stay over here by the lions, bro. You ain't got nothing to say to me. You know what I'm saying? You never know. But they weren't dealing in forgiveness and you know what I'm saying, and really getting rid of that baggage, because it wouldn't have been so easy for the enemy to step in as soon as y'all dock. As soon as y'all get here, it wouldn't have been so easy. You know what I'm saying? That trauma. Oh, daddy, that he your favorite. Oh, this and this and that. Oh, this and this and that. You know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta deal with that baggage, man. You gotta deal with that trauma. And sometimes that looks like stepping back and fixing you. Okay, if you know this person is somebody that you value, and that's why they can get under your skin so bad, maybe you need the time to remove yourself and come back regroup, come back renewed, Lord. So when I see that they're being attacked, I'm no longer triggered by it. You know, so I won't act in sin now. And yeah, so, and it gets bigger. It gets bigger. You know, spirit of pride. You may not be dealing with a person who took you through any trauma. You may have just been simply poor your whole life. And you had to scheme, and you became a billionaire. You got up out those trenches, and now you high in the dark kingdom because you had to step on some toes. Nobody get a lot of money without having to do some bad things to get there, unfortunately. Billionaires, best believe they done some shady stuff. And so you're dealing with the spirit of pride and everything. You know what I'm saying? You're so afraid to be in where you used to be. You let the devil use you in that area. You might be off your competition because the enemy's saying, look at him gunning for your spot. You know what I'm saying? And the trauma of being poor, going nights without eating, triggers you. That door is open. Instead of you realizing, baby, you ain't there no more. You've been blessed abundantly. You're not there anymore. You don't have to have everything. You don't have to store up all this money because you're afraid one day you ain't going to be able to buy no food. Because you're steady living in the past when you weren't able to eat. When your parents weren't there for you. Nah, you out of that now. You know what I'm saying? You got to get up out of that trauma. You got to forgive because those are just open doors for the enemy. Open doors for the enemy. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't want to see it that way because it's easier for you to believe that this person just did this to you. It's easier for you to go on with life being able to scream and attack and yell and say, nah, they deserve that, instead of turning the other cheek and forgiving every time. You know? So, let's stay.